Please enjoy this feature presentation of the Crooked River Radio Network. This program may contain adult content and is intended for mature audiences only.
Radioactive is sponsored by crookedriverradio.com. Crooked River Radio is an internet radio station that is live 24/7 playing top 40 hits from the 60s through the 80s. You can find us on Live 365, Simple Radio, Roku, Radio Garden, and even Alexa, as well as our website. Come on and join us on the Crooked River.
The story you are about to see is true, however the names were changed to protect the imbeciles.
Welcome to Radioactive. Join us as we look at technology and life in the world around us, and have a little fun with it too. I'm Pat Morrow, and
this is John Brown.
I'm Erik Nannarone.
I'm Flora Morrow.
And
I'm Dale Miracle, and this is Radioactive.
how's that for a slick opening? What do you think, huh? What do you think? What do y'all think?
Good, dear. Good.
Yeah?
That was so smooth.
Yeah, well,
And it would help if I unmute myself before I start talking.
well, we've come to enjoy that about you, Erik.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
How about this? A Browns win Sunday. Can you believe it? I know I can.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't expect them to. I thought at one point the wheels were coming off the bus. But surprise, surprise, they actually won.
Got hurt
Oh,
when, yeah.
I
Well,
was.
it was a stupid way to tackle him, but you don't go driving in with your shoulder, especially if you're a quarterback. You shouldn't really be tackling anyway, but that's for,
Yeah,
whatever.
that's neither here nor there, as they say in the trade.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome everybody. We're here for another round. We got quite a
can't wait
schedule
to-
tonight.
Tomorrow, I can't wait for tomorrow to talk about the transpirings or lack of transpirings of what happened with that coach from Kansas City
Yeah, that's,
for the, altercation with the Browns player.
we've discussed this on a couple of the other shows that we've done here, and there's just no way. It's like I told somebody on the other show. Cleveland gets as far as the NFL, or as far as the league, and as far as the media, Cleveland gets -0 respect. They get less than zero respect anywhere, and it's been that way for the last 30 or so years. Every time they do something else, you just think, what in the hell else can they do? And they end up proving you right. But that's BS, I guess. I don't know why this headset's doing what it's doing. I can hardly hear anything out of one ear. You guys hear me all right? Guess it's all right there.
Yeah.
I can. But then I'm just sitting across the table from you, too.
And then everything is percolating here.
Why do we not see each other?
Oh, because I haven't turned it on yet.
Oh.
Why would you want to see me?
I was just wondering. There for a while, all I saw was the back of you. Then you turned around and I saw the front of you.
There,
like
how
that. There
How
we
about
go.
that?
Yeah.
Hi, Flora!
Hi, Erik. Hi, Pat.
The good news of the day, Steelers lost.
Yeah, I know. I saw that too. What the heck is going on with this audio now? I gotta go turn something off here. Hang loose a minute. We'll take care of it.
Excuse me.
That's gotta be turned off. There, that should work. This broadcaster's got some weird doings. And I know it's supposed to be freebie stuff, or close to it, which couldn't prove by me and my wallet. But anyway, we got quite a bit going on today. I got some stuff that is going to cheer you up, stuff that's going to make you think, and stuff you're going to go,
Oh yeah.
So,
The one topic I can't wait for, because that is uncalled for.
and
But
also
we'll get into that.
the one topic that I actually made a video for, and it's proved that my camera still works, which I was hoping for anyway. And because it still works, I can actually use it to make videos with. So there's probably
Actually,
gonna be
make that two of the topics that we're going to talk about tonight. I find very uncalled for.
what, me making videos is uncalled for.
No. No. Well, I'll judge that after the video.
Oh, thanks, Erik. I always did like you. Notice how I used past tense there?
Yeah. Oh well.
But and we got quite a bit coming tonight.
No, that probably won't be one of the topics, but yeah.
We're going to take and do a review. The Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club. Where am I at? The Cuyahoga Falls Oktoberfest was this weekend, and there was a steak place down there that I really wanted to try. I had heard several people on Facebook talking about it, and I'd actually seen some other reviews on it. And I thought, well, what the heck? I'll just send my daughter down there to pick me one up, have her bring it to the house, and we'll open it up here and take and do a review of it. And I'm telling you what, that sandwich was, I'm going to rate it. Anybody that has eaten one, hopefully my daughters will be in here because they both had them. We're going to rate these things, and I figure we'll rate them from 1 to 10. And
if you want to make it a more like a normal segment where you like get a food from a place and rate it, there's another place in Cuyahoga Falls. It's a cheesesteak, Philly cheesesteak place, and
what is it, or who is it?
The Original Steak and Hoagie. They have a location up in Twinsburg. The owner is actually from Philadelphia.
Is that the place that's up in Chapel Hill?
No, this is I think in Summit.
Okay,
Mall.
well we're gonna take and review. Or the segment's gonna be called "In Search of the Ultimate Cheesesteak." And what we're gonna do is every week or so, I'm gonna take and grab a cheesesteak from somewhere. I'm gonna bring it home. We're gonna video it and video what it looks like and all that. So hopefully this little thing I've got planned today will go over all right, and we'll be able to do that. But I kind of want to hold off till everybody else gets in here, so we can do a good job of this, as they say. I'm trying to think if there's something else we can talk about before we do that, so we don't tie up the. I hate to waste the time and only have an hour.
Have you watched any news in the last hour or two?
As far as seeing or hearing about what happened with that girl?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they found it.
Yeah, I saw.
Questions.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook and shared it with Patrick. So I have a feeling that they're going to find the young man somewhere down there in Florida in a similar condition, only that he would have done it to himself. So.
Yeah, because the thing is, he was found driving her van.
I know.
When he got questioned, it was her van. My question is, did he somehow co-sign for the van, and was it in his name too as a secondary? Because why else would he be able to even drive the van without permission from her?
Well, I mean, the thing of it is, probably originally she gave him permission, to drive it. And then if he's the one that did something to her, I mean, obviously at that point in time, she can't say one way or the other, but I would say probably originally she had given him permission to drive it. So,
ladies and gentlemen, the miracle child is in the house. Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Not much.
That's good. Where you at tonight?
At our terminal in Lebanon, Tennessee.
Well, that sounds like fun. Where are you headed to for tomorrow?
Nowhere. As far as I
Nowhere?
know. No, I dropped my trailer Saturday morning, and I've been sitting here ever since, and I'm thinking that they're waiting to find something to get me towards home. I'm pretty much to the south and a little bit west of home.
Oh, that's cool. You, so I take it you're coming back this way sometime this week, huh?
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it's Wednesday. I don't remember, but Lebanon is about 30 miles or so east of Nashville.
Oh, cool. You're not too far away then.
No, that's why I'm probably still sitting here, because a lot of the stuff that we get out of here goes west.
Sweet. We got another visitor in here tonight. Well, not visitor, another of the crew. Hello, Melanie. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How are you?
Oh, not doing too bad. And who else is popping in? Oh, Justine. We got a full house tonight here. Look at all this.
Hi, guys.
We got, I was telling everybody, we got quite a show to go on here tonight. We've got about 6 topics I can think of.
Wow.
Everything from space flight to the Hudson School thing. I decided how I'm going to attack that. We'll go into that in a little bit. I'm not going to go after any who should have and who didn't and what all that, other than generalized opinions, because I know that's a touchy subject here, and I don't want to cut anybody out of the conversations. We'll just do a who coulda, who woulda, and what it was about, and what are we teaching our children. The other thing I got is on swatting. We got an article on that, which is I actually found the article that we watched about the guy getting killed because of that.
I heard that or saw something there the other week about that, and that was just, I couldn't believe that.
Then we got
happens.
we got the TikTok thing subject, and then we got.
Yeah, that I have opinions on that one.
Then we got Eddie's steak review, which we'll be doing here probably in a couple minutes. I figure we'll do that about 25 after 7:30, something like that.
You doing anything on the marathon or no?
Yeah, oh yeah, we got that too.
Oh, that's fun too.
I got a thing on the what they're expecting for this year. I couldn't find anything on the actual marathon that was short enough and had any narration to it to use it. Did you find anything?
I couldn't find anything either.
So I got this clip that talks about that you have to be vaccinated in order to run. And it actually shows some of the race, so it'll be all right. But it's quite an agenda tonight.
There you go.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens here. What was that?
That was me. I accidentally hit the mic over here. I'm
Falling
sorry.
asleep over there?
No, I was rubbing my eye and I accidentally hit the mic.
Oh, that's what they all say. That's what they
I'm gonna
all
mute
say.
myself because I'm about to mash some potatoes for dinner.
Well, when you get back, I want to play this clip on the steak sandwich. We're gonna all review it.
Okay.
And since
Well,
you
I can still hear you. I'm just muting myself.
since you've
because I
had
don't
the sandwich, I figure you, me, and Melanie can review it.
Okay.
Anybody else had the sandwich or the steak, cheesesteak from Eddie's? I don't think you have you, Dale?
Never even heard of the place.
Me either.
Okay, well, we'll get to see you here in a couple minutes. In fact, if you want to, we'll give it another couple minutes yet. See if anybody pops in here. Anyway, it's been a kind of a busy week around here. It's I've gotten quite a bit done. That was good.
Sorry.
Kill that so it doesn't echo through here. We had quite a bit done. We actually changed a lot of our music around. It started out interesting. It started out, we had about 740 songs, or 1,740 actual songs we use. And by the time I got done, we had 1,840. It was, actually, I think it's 1805 is what we got. So we added about 65 songs. And surprisingly, if you listen to the station a little bit, the actual song, or the actual feel of the station changes. Of course, it always does when you do that with the music. So it was pretty cool. I've added a lot of 1985, 86, 84 in that era music. We also have had some pretty decent podcasts going on here as of late. If you're listening to any of this, as far as on Spreaker, YouTube, whatever, we are on YouTube now, which is something I've been working to try to get it done. We're on YouTube, and if you see us on YouTube, give us a subscribe, and let us know you're there. Of course, if you're on
Amazon Music.
If you're on Spreaker, Amazon Music, any of those places, you can respond to us there too. It's pretty neat. I have submitted, although I haven't seen that it was, I haven't seen that it's on there yet, but I submitted all the other podcasts we've got, so everything should be on Amazon, Amazon Podcasts here shortly, which is kind of a neat thing. Let's see, anything else we need to cover? We have a new podcast coming up tomorrow morning. It'll air at 10:30 to 11:30, I think. That'll be hash, eggs, and football, which will be a recap of the Browns game and some other stuff that's happened over the weekend. And of course, it'll be done by Erik and I.
Not to break in here. When's your doctor's appointment tomorrow?
12:30.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
So don't worry about it.
Yes, we've talked about it. Pat and I already talked about that, Flora. So we got it all.
I got to go get my eyes looked at for the first time in about 4 years.
Okay, I was just checking.
And because we have to go get our driver's license, and I don't know if I can see far enough to see it, or well enough to get the damn test over with. So. 'Tis what it is. We'll get there. Anyway, what time is it? Okay. Let's take and roll this clip. I know everybody's chomping at the bit to watch this. We actually had a chance, like I said. I asked Melanie, and in fact, I bribed Melanie. I didn't actually ask her, I bribed her. And she accepted the bribe.
She'd have done it whether you paid her or not.
Well, I don't know. I would have got, well, I gotta go to work. Somebody's got to make some money here. So.
No, I probably would have done. I don't know.
Yeah, right. And the Pope's and the Pope's Jewish too.
She'd have done it. 'Cause she loves her dad.
Yeah, right. Anyway, what I did is I took and I asked my daughter to find that Eddie's cheesesteak truck down there at the Cuyahoga Falls Oktoberfest, and she did it for me. And we took and I had her bring it home or bring it here, and we opened it up and took and actually did a little review of it. Now, her and her sister and I have all had the sandwich now, and once we get done showing the clip of how good this thing looks, we're all going to take and maybe review it a little bit, and then do an actual rating of it, kind of like you would do with a beer thing or something like that. So let's do this clip quick. As soon as I find it. And it's right there. Okay, let's run this clip and then we'll be back on the other side of it. You are listening to the Radioactive Show on Crooked River Radio. This is the infamous Eddie's cheesesteak. I had my daughter stop down at the Cuyahoga Falls Oktoberfest and pick this up for me. As you can see, it looks like a nice sandwich. And we got some French fries for it. But I'm waiting to see what we're gonna have as far as this thing goes for dinner or for lunch. As you can see, she got herself one too. So hang on there a second. Let me take a bite here.
All right.
Now we're going to take a bite of this sucker.
You want me to show it in your mouth too?
No.
Hope you can edit out what I just said.
Mm.
Okay, here we go. And he's chewing. And he's going, It must be good. This is your camera woman, Flora, here.
You don't need to
Oh, I don't need to do that.
narrate it, thank you.
Oh. Well, you're no fun.
A little different than what I thought it would be. Being a hell of a sandwich. It's on almost like a pretzel bun. What do you think, Mel?
It's delicious. I had to smell them all the way over here.
Not bad. Don't know if I'm going to be able to eat the whole thing. But probably one of the better cheesesteaks I've ever eaten. I think that it's right up there with Penn Street. We'll take in our next cheesesteak review, we'll have a review of Penn Street. And I'll plan on getting those within the next week or so, and we'll do another review on this. Until then, thanks for watching, and we'll cut the video. Okay, we're back. What'd you think? It looked like
Well, I have to disagree with you as far as it being comparable to Penn Station. I think it's much, 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 much better. But then again, I'm not a fan of Penn Station either.
Well, I guess you told me.
To me, that was the best cheesesteak I've had. Like, aside from being in Philadelphia, you know, that's the best cheesesteak I've ever had.
Oh, that's what it was.
What?
I couldn't figure out why I couldn't hear out of my left ear. I know now.
You're deaf?
What? And by the way,
Big old chunk of
there
earwax.
were certain parts of that video that I left in there on purpose. when the camera operator was telling us about who she was and how what was it?
I wanted to know, did you want me to take a picture of you with it going into your mouth?
No,
That would have been a sight.
before when I told you not to narrate it.
You told me that after I said who I was.
You told me not to narrate. I told you not to narrate it. And what did you say?
And I said, well, you were no fun. That's what I told you.
That's not what you said when you married me.
Oh.
Oh, where's my...
Oh, that just took a turn.
You know what today is, actually? Today is Wife Appreciation Day.
That's right. I forgot about that. I did see that out there, and I forgot all about it.
Yeah, Dad.
Oh, well, you see the respect I get around here. Even on Wife Appreciation Day.
Right?
I just tell you, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible, ain't it?
I even went and got him. I got him breakfast after I went to the gym this morning. I went and picked up KFC this afternoon.
My husband,
Yep, go ahead.
Frank's vacuuming for me.
All
Showing
good.
me some appreciation.
I got nothing.
Well, Justine, I kind of understand. I can feel your pain.
I'm cooking dinner.
Yep.
Just another day.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost shared that post I saw this morning and tagged your dad and saying, "Oh, look, another Hallmark holiday."
Sorry. There's
You
a
are
dog
mean to me. You insult me and you don't appreciate anything that I do. You always...
Yeah. Back at you.
Oh, God, I have fun doing this show.
Look at those steaming weenies. Look at those steaming weenies.
All right.
All right, I'll behave myself now. For once. Anyway, let's get back to the show here. And since you all both had that sandwich, I want you to rate it between 0 and 10.
I'd give it a 9.
You'll give it a 9. Justine, you said a 10?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I guess it's my turn. And I'll tell you the truth, after judging the taste, thinking about this for a while, and I think I'd probably go about 9.5. There wasn't much that could have been much better on that sandwich. The meat and everything was done perfectly. The amount of mushrooms and onions on it were just right at it. So I think we'll give it about a 9.5 for that. So that should make the review for them anyway. I think that it was well worth the effort to try to get it. Like I said on the video, we are going to take this is going to be kind of an ongoing thing with us, because I would like to add. I love those type of sandwiches, and there's several around here. We've got Penn Street. We've got a decent one at Subway, or not Subway. The Mr. Hero's got a decent one. I think what we should do is.
Rockney's has one too.
Yeah, Rockney's has got one also. I forgot about them. What we'll do is we'll grab one of these every once in a while and bring it home and review it, or maybe even eat out there at the restaurant. So we'll see what happens. Anything to add a little fun and frolic to our show. Have you been frolicked lately?
Fun and frolic, huh?
Have you been frolicked lately, Flora? Flora Frolic?
No, haven't been frolicked lately.
How about you, Dale? You been frolicked lately? Oh, wait a minute. I know the answer to that. You were frolicked a couple of weeks ago when you were in Uranus.
I still have some fudge from Uranus, and it's just as good as the day I bought it.
Well, I can't wait for you to get home so I can taste some of your fudge from Uranus.
Yeah, I still
think I'm going to throw up a little bit. I'm turning a little green. Can you see it?
Yeah, you look a little picked.
Yep, yeah. Next I have some of the strawberry vanilla.
Yum.
And we got peanut butter.
Ooh, peanut butter fudge.
And then we got the chocolate. I wasn't going to get this, but she convinced me to get it.
Sounds
the
good.
Lady that was waiting on me.
Who convinced you? The fudge packer?
Yeah, the fudge packer.
Yeah, she told me that you
Sorry,
haven't lived until you've had.
Oh God,
Yeah, she
this
told me
show's
you
going
haven't
from bad to
lived
worse.
until you've had strawberry or vanilla fudge from Uranus.
I have to admit that was probably one of the best. That was one of the best topics we ever covered on this show. And for you to be walking around over there was absolutely something else.
I have to admit, I went to the website and I almost ordered some that was. They have some that has mint in it too, and I'm a mint person, so I almost ordered some of that. But
Actually, you should have, Flora, because we could have had a tasting.
We could have had a tasting of the fudge from Uranus. Let's rate this fudge.
You've done a review.
Let's rate Uranus fudge.
Oh my goodness.
Well, maybe tomorrow I'll go and see how fast I can get that fudge from Uranus here.
I'm kind of curious about their bluegrass band of picking, the pickers from Uranus.
Oh my.
Oh God.
I bet you could have delivery by tomorrow afternoon.
Depends on how fast they can make it. What they've got to eat beforehand.
It depends on how much is packed in there.
Well, and I can't remember. There was one that it was like a seasonal one. There was one that you could only get a certain time of the year that I thought that was a little odd, but I can't remember which one it was now. But, that you could only get certain flavor from October to...
I wonder if it's creamy goodness.
Oh.
Pat, we might be able to get the Uranus pickers to make a new theme song for you.
I'll have to give them a call on that one.
Would you like smooth or chunky?
Do they have? I wonder. Do they have fudge with peanuts in it?
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah.
Maybe walnut. Yeah, walnut fudge is really good. You just got to make them eat some walnuts before they produce it.
You have to pick the peanuts out of your fudge, I always wondered, why is it, I know it's lawyers, but really, why is it that they have like labels on things that say, if you have peanut allergies, don't eat this peanut butter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You would think that would be common sense, but
is that where we've arrived at in this nation here, that we have to put warning labels on there for people that know they have peanut allergies not to eat peanut butter?
I don't know. I know what's really sad was 2 weeks ago, maybe something like that Ella came home upset. She had had a peanut butter jelly sandwich for lunch, and she saved back part of it to eat at daycare. Well, they found out and apparently some kid at daycare is allergic to peanut butter or peanuts, and so she wasn't allowed to eat it, and she's not allowed to take any more leftover peanut butter jelly sandwiches to daycare. Now, it's not like she, like Patrick said, it wasn't like she was going, "Here, you want some?" But maybe the kid is, I don't know, but yeah.
No, in that case, she was probably saying, "Get the hell away from my sandwich."
Yeah, yes, Ella probably was. That's my peanut butter jelly sandwich. Don't worry about it.
Get your own damn sandwich.
but yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't know, Dale. It's pretty sad because that's the thing. Like the parents come out and they let you know, okay, this kid or this kid. So that's why when Missy does some stuff with like Girl Scouts and whatever, they've got cupcakes now that say, no.
What you need to do is you just tell them the next time Ella brings a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to daycare, you have to tell her that her peanut butter identifies as butter.
Yeah, that's right.
Well.
It doesn't identify as peanut butter. You cannot put peanut butter into a box. If peanut butter wants to be butter, it can be butter.
That's right. Eric, did you want some?
No.
Oh, I thought you said, "Hey, Pat."
I was going to say, I thought somebody said something.
Speak now.
No, I did message you about something, Pat, but that we'll talk off the air.
Yeah, that'll work. All right, well, let's see. What else we got to do tonight here? Since we're at the 45 mark. We've already done that. Let's talk about the TikTok thing. That will take us for.
Oh, look, he's got more of his M&M things there.
Well, it's in his contract,
Yeah, I know. Well, I suppose we better be getting
we
some.
We better be ordering.
We
some
better
here.
getting some stocking up over here.
At least I think I know what you're talking. Because we didn't really clarify this in our phone conversation. I think I know when you say TikTok thing what you're talking about.
Yeah, the lick.
Devious licks.
Yeah.
Devious licks. I found an article that pretty much explained what it was. Had another one that actually had some of the TikTok articles in it, but it was too long and it seemed like it was a little repetitious. So I scrapped it and went with this other thing that's actually 3 or 4 minutes long that'll tell you what it is and why everybody's concerned about it. So let me play this clip here, and we'll be back on the other side of it. You're listening to the Crooked River Radio Network and Radio Active.
Now to a disturbing trend happening at local schools. We are learning students are taking videos on TikTok showing them steal or vandalize their school. Staff in Seminole County actually took these pictures showing some of the vandalism in a bathroom there. As News 6's Lauren Cervantes reports, the trend is being seen on campuses here in Central Florida.
Seminole County Public Schools says students are coming into the bathroom and damaging things like the paper towel and soap dispensers, sinks, and in one case, taking a toilet out and putting it in the center of the bathroom, all in the name of a social media challenge. Pictures given to us by Seminole County Public Schools shows damage to bathrooms, including this photo of a toilet that was moved.
Soap dispensers being damaged, paper towel dispensers being damaged, sinks being knocked off the wall, tiles from the bathrooms being knocked off or damaged.
Thousands of dollars in damage, according to Michael Lawrence, the communications officer for SCPS. And he says it's widespread across the district.
Currently, we've seen about an incident about all of them currently. And so we have 12 middle schools and 9 high schools. So every one of them has pretty much seen an incident.
Part of a nationwide trend called the Devious Licks Challenge. And it has kids posting on social media videos and pictures of things they've stolen from schools or damage to school property.
So it seems to be a growing trend among TikTok users.
But it's a trend that Lawrence says comes with serious consequences.
We have a zero tolerance policy for this kind of thing, and so it could be suspension, it could be expulsion, it could be alternative school placement, it could be criminal charges involved with that.
Lawrence says he didn't have numbers yet for how many students have been disciplined or to the level it's risen in terms of disciplinary action, but has a message to both parents and students.
Anything that you put on social media, it's out there. Whether you delete it or not, someone can find it. And it could have long-lasting repercussions, not just academically in your school life, applying for college.
I also spoke with the Seminole County Sheriff's Office and the Oviedo Police Department, and they tell me no arrests have been made yet, but Seminole County Public Schools says that disciplinary action could include that. For now, in Seminole County, I'm Lauren Cervantes, getting results, News 6.
And we've reached out to other school districts to see if they are also seeing this trend. So far, only Orange County school leaders have said they have seen 4 schools impacted.
All right. This is addressed to my 2 children. What do you think I would have done to you if they came home and said you ripped up part of the school for some stupid video thing on TV or that you saw on a computer?
And you say ass whooping?
Melanie, I'm curious as to what your answer is.
Same thing. Ass whooping.
Got that right.
You know what? Those kids need to be charged with the highest crime that they can and booked in juvie because they need to be made an example out of. I know that doesn't work all the time, but you know what? It's time to make an example and make a fool out of these kids because they deserve it. If they're destroying property, school district property, and most of that stuff is paid for by taxpayers and levies and stuff, they need to be made an example out of. Put them in juvie for as long as possible and make an example. Or make some kind of example out of them.
I saw a clip where they were taking like the smoke detectors, how they flash or whatever, the flashing things. I heard they were taking like fire extinguishers.
They were talking
just
when the one granddaughter came home the other day, she was talking about
Alexa said that one of the somebody at her school, it sounds like they did with one of the toilets like what they showed in that video is what, because she said they about trying to steal a toilet. And I said, what? I said, what are you talking about? And then she was saying, she goes, it's something on TikTok, Grandma. And she says, it's just, they're just being stupid, she said. So, you know.
Ignorance.
for a kid, a kid to realize another kid's, because as it was when this happened, why, it was like they weren't allowed to use the bathrooms on that floor for, however long.
I'll tell you what, the day that the police came to my door, that kid wouldn't be able to walk to school for a week. His cheeks would be up around his other cheeks. And that ain't no lie. I'd beat that kid halfway to death. You don't. When I was raised that you respect others' properties. And you respect others. And some of these kids don't have any respect for anybody, not even themselves, and it's pathetic. I could get on a soapbox here, but I don't. I'm sure everybody doesn't want to hear it.
And a lot of it is because there's no discipline at home.
Well, how do you change that?
That's just it. If there's no discipline at home, how do you change that?
And what do you do as far as these avenues where these kids get this stuff, like TikTok, like Twitch, like what's that other one now?
Don't they have parental controls on them?
No.
Well, their Chromebooks they don't.
Oh.
Their Chromebooks, they can go anywhere they want to go, pretty much.
Wow.
What's that thing that's connected to D-Live? I can't think of it.
Cuyahoga Falls School District, their Chromebooks are like on lockdown.
Really? Well,
You
I
get
wish
caught
they'd...
on TikTok, and you're banned from doing like certain assignments and stuff. Like I know last year when we were doing homeschooling, one of the students was doing something on TikTok, watching inappropriate videos or something, and he wasn't able to get on to it was some math program onto a website because they blocked him from going on to any website. Yeah.
Well, they must not do that over here because it's like, I know for sure Ella's on a lot of YouTube things. I don't know how much Lexi does anymore, but I know they both would go on to YouTube, and to me, that was something that they should have been blocking them from. And I mean, that's just
not all YouTube is bad.
Well, I understand that, and that's what Ella tells me sometimes. Grandma, this isn't bad. This is okay, Grandma.
But like I said, on the other hand, it's up to the individual that's in control of whatever electronic media that child's got to keep it under control. And if it's not happening at home, then it should be happening through the schools. But there again, we have another subject coming up on the schools here that is kind of the opposite end of all this. This is kids that are pranking, or that are getting taught and told to take and make up stories and use your imagination to make this stuff up. And
illegal, content that would be illegal to their.
It's damn near porn. I saw some of the stuff in this article, and I thought, wow, this thing is that is just unreal.
Like, I think one of the questions was, if you were a serial killer, what would you do? How would you go about pulling off the crime? Or it was something along those lines. I don't remember the exact wording, but it was something along those lines. It's like, how does it take that long to find out that they're being taught that, or they're being asked those kind of questions?
And that's really not the big issue, Eric. What the issue is they're making it almost pornographic to these kids. There was one article that I've got, I think, explains this, and it says one of the 642 things to do is write a sex article that you wouldn't be able to show your mother, and then take then the next question down is write an article or write a sex article that you could show your mother. I mean, what are we indoctrinating these kids with?
Did the article, I'm assuming there's videos with these.
Yeah.
One of the local news stations talked to a parent who's also a lawyer. And he's like, there should be serious consideration of charges against the school district. I don't know. I don't want to write the...
I'm going to have to... I think I downloaded the one thing for the other side of this. I'm going to look...
Well, I think you've lost a couple people, so... Anyway,
You haven't lost me. I'm just...
Oh, you're just... okay, well...
Out of respect for the superintendent, who I'm friends with, I declined to comment.
Well, and you know, the thing of it was, I saw something out there from, and I can't remember where it was at, that a young woman, she's graduated from over there and actually had used this. She said, but their teacher had instructed them that they were to stay away from certain, I don't remember exactly the way she put it, but that they were instructed to stay away from certain things in that book. So now I don't know if you had it, you know, maybe there was a change of teachers, maybe a kid went in there and went to where they weren't supposed to go and has caused, you know, rather than to tell their mom or dad, oh, hey, guess what, you know, the teacher told us not to go here, but hey, look where I went and look what I found. Just to say, oh, the teacher told me to do it. You know, I mean, I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know. But, you know, I'm just guessing at that point after listening to what this other person had put out there. And I wish I looked and I could not find it. Somebody probably got rid of it somewhere. But, you know, I don't know. Sure, if a teacher come along and said, here, this is, you know, you got to use these things. Yeah, I don't agree with it. No, but maybe we don't know the whole story on that. That's what I'm kind of wondering.
And maybe we don't know the whole story. And there's actually two sides of that whole thing that I found. I'm trying to see if I can find the other part of it and use it. Organizers, no, that's not it. Oh, there it is. All right, I think what we'll do.
A book still sparking controversy in one Northeast Ohio city.
Last night at 6, we told you that parents in Hudson are upset over a book of writing prompts being used in the high school that directs some students to write about topics.
Okay, what I want to do here, sorry about that. I had to find this thing. It was the only way I could. Let me take and play these two clips since we're talking about this anyway. Name this hangout. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play these two articles back to back. This kind of tells the whole story as to what is going on there and what some parents are seeing, and it kind of gives a thing on the other side of it too. So let's do these two clips. We'll be back on the other side of this. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. We'll be, and I hope you stay with us. We'll be back on the other side. This is Radioactive on the Crooked River Radio.
A book still sparking controversy in one Northeast Ohio city.
Last night at 6, we told you that parents in Hudson are upset over a book of writing prompts being used in the high school that directs some students to write about topics that some feel are inappropriate for students. In fact, the mayor wants the entire school board to resign over this book.
But as we all know, there are at least two sides to every story here. And today, R.J. Jarvis spoke to one family who thinks the outrage is out of line.
I just think it's absolutely absurd.
The city of Hudson stands divided over this book, 642 Things to Write About. It was used for years in the school's College Credit Plus writing class, but was taken away from students Monday after parents and administrators became aware of some of the writing prompts inside. Like this one, drink a beer, write about the taste, and another that says, write a sex scene you wouldn't show your mom.
It was this small, teeny tiny thing that we were exposed to maybe 20 minutes a week at max.
Reagan Wraith graduated from Hudson High School last year and took that course. She says her teacher only used the book a few times a week to help students get creative with their writing, and they never used any of the more explicit prompts.
She just said, don't use the prompts. And so none of us did. We all ignored it.
That didn't stop some parents from grilling the school board at a meeting Monday.
Do not sexualize our kids.
But they don't represent all parents in Hudson.
The reality is it's a college level course. That's what it is.
Erica Wraith is Reagan's mom, and she also has another daughter, Anya, who currently takes the course. Erica says she didn't even know about the book until Monday, when Facebook groups were flooded with the news and an email went out letting parents know school admin was taking the books away.
It's not something my other child ever mentioned because it was such a non-issue, non-part of the class.
And she says even if she knew, it wouldn't have fazed her.
It is a college level course and kids need to have a certain level of maturity to handle that. And I think parents also need to have a certain level of maturity to let their children handle that. Because once they get to college, you're not involved in their curriculum.
Now, with Hudson's mayor and other parents calling for the board's resignation or arrests, the Wraith family thinks this has all gone too far.
People are just like making up scenarios to get upset about. And it could potentially cost a lot of people their jobs or their livelihoods, which is upsetting.
The Wraith family plans to attend the next school board meeting and share their perspective about the book being used in class. That meeting is scheduled for September 27th at 7 p.m. In Hudson, Jade Jarvis, News 5.
Okay, we reached out to the school board to get a response to those calls for resignation from the mayor and other parents. Board President David Zuro said in a statement, while we respect the mayor's position within the city of Hudson, in accordance with the state laws of Ohio, the supervision of the public schools of this district is the responsibility of the Board of Education. At this time, no Board of Education member has indicated any intention to resign. A book still sparking controversy in one Northeast Ohio city.
Last night at 6, we told you that parents in Hudson are upset over a book of writing prompts being used in the high school that directs some students to write about topics that some feel are inappropriate for students. In fact,
Okay, I thought that was a different article, but it wasn't. What do you guys think? There was a couple of things that just kind of hit the charts with me. That woman there at the end of that was saying that it was a
the mom.
The mom. They got to reach a certain bit of maturity. That woman is walking around with blinders on. If she thinks her 16 or 17-year-old child can actually be exposed to pornography and not be affected by it and not, in some ill effect, be bothered by it, what in the hell are you thinking, woman?
Well, okay. I'm sorry. Go, Eric.
Okay. Thanks, Flora. Even the question about tasting a beer, the kid's only 16 or 17. That is illegal till you are 21. Yes, I get that, kids do it, but to ask the kids to admit that they're doing something illegal, that's wrong. I mean, I get maybe they're asking that in a hypothetical way, but still to ask that to a high school kid, no matter, even a college kid, because most of them are 18, 19, 20. Last time I checked, again, legal age is 21. So you're still asking kids, even at a college level, to describe something illegal for them to, an illegal activity for them to do, unless they're 21. So that lady is so out of touch with this world. It's not even funny.
And this is what you got raising your kids today.
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm going to defend her just a little bit. Because as she said, and there was something else I saw, those parents were, when these kids went into that class, there was papers that they had to, it must have been another article I saw. The parents had to get, and I wasn't sure if these, I'm going to have to double check as far as the age. I thought they were juniors and seniors, not your freshmen and sophomores.
This was supposed to be a senior class.
A senior class. All right, so you're talking 17, 18 years old, almost a legal adult. And then the other thing was, she said that they were given a paper that the parents were to sign that said some of the content might be adult related, whatever. I can't remember the words now that it was, but they actually had to sign a permission slip for the kids to even be a part of that course because it was associated with a college course. It's associated with Kent State, I believe, if I remember correctly. It's either Kent State or it's Kent State. And so, you know, that's all I'm trying to say is maybe we just don't know the whole story. You guys are bashing that woman, saying that she, you know, she's all in the world all of her own. But I think what she's saying is, hey, look, your kids are this old. They get to college. You're not going to be sitting there holding their hands when they do those papers. You're not going to know. And so, you know, they're giving this kid as obviously an intelligent child to be put into this course. And you are given a paper to sign to say it's okay for them to be in there, even though they may experience some of this kind of material. You knew about this up front. So now you're all of a sudden going to act like you didn't know it. I'm sorry. I mean, I know I'm not right there, but just from what I've read and from what I understand of this, that's what it sounds to me like. So, all right.
I agree with you, Flora.
Thank you. I mean, like I said, you're talking 17, 18-year-old. You're not talking a 15, 16-year-old. And you're talking kids that are probably above average intelligence that are in these classes because it's a creative writing course. And
heck, sometimes seniors can be 19.
Well,
you know,
yeah,
especially
I
if
mean
they've
that,
gotten
right,
held back.
right,
I mean,
exactly.
I'll admit I was 19, but yeah, I started school late.
But there it is. That you're going to be,
And if you think that these kids ain't out trying alcohol and smoking cigarettes and doing whatever before they graduate, you got another thing coming. You're living with blinders on.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know they do. I mean,
well, I didn't.
To get them to, you know, admit that they've tasted that, you know, to get them to admit that they are doing something illegal, though, I'm just basing on the alcohol question that they use, for example. And maybe I'm just
if you look
focused on that one.
If you look at this, as far as the legal or illegal thing, you're exposing those 17-year-old children who are not adults yet to pornography. Pornography is illegal until you're 18.
Okay, but there again, dear, we don't know the whole thing. And that one girl said that her teacher said, okay, you're going to stay away from certain things. Maybe these kids were told that. We don't know that. They may have been, they've had that book in that system for 5 years, and now all of a sudden there's a problem with it? That's what
Well, it took 5 years for them to discover it was wrong.
Well, I think we're going to find out there's more to this story than what meets the eye. That's what's going to happen.
I agree 100%.
I just, and maybe it's because I was a single mom as long as I was, but you know, you got to look at this as a whole picture, not
Both
just
sides.
go.
Both sides. Yep.
And that's, you know, you're listening to the all
You're
I can.
listening to what the news wants you to hear.
I'm just thinking you're listening to the I'm thinking of like, oh shoot, like in Beauty and the Beast when the townspeople went after the beast. You know, that's what I'm visioning this as. You know, that these people are just like, you know, going with the pitchforks and everything else. But you know, it's like, no, okay. I'll be quiet now. I just,
Oh,
you know.
no reason to be.
Well, Dale hasn't had a chance to weigh in.
And nor has Sean. Welcome, Sean.
Oh, Sean's in there now too, so.
Dale, I know you've got something to say about this. Go ahead.
Well, you know, I have weird, well, I don't want to say weird. I've had different opinions on, or different ways of looking at things. I think, excuse me, my sinuses. I think in the day that we're living in, that there's a blurred line about that now, because, like, in my perspective, because I'll be 48, just to preface this about my generation. I grew up watching TVs. Well, I have vague recollection of shows in the 70s, but most of my familiarity was shows from the 1980s. And cable TV, it existed, but we didn't get the HBOs and the Cinemaxes and stuff like that until probably the mid-80s. And I wasn't allowed to watch them. And because I didn't even have a television in my bedroom until I think I was a freshman in high school. But anyways, just to give you some context there. The content that was on our televisions was basically PG. At the most, I wouldn't even say modern day PG-13, but it was pretty much family friendly. I mean, even the soaps, you know, Days of Our Lives and whatever the other ones were called. Even those scenes of the makeout scenes, if you want to call them that, were basically hugging, kissing, and then fade to black. Or you fade to them, you know, fully covered up with the sheets of the bed, you know, talking about how good they were and whatever else it was. And there wasn't any swearing. I mean, I remember, I don't know what television show it was, but I remember as a child, I could have been maybe 12, 14 years old. I remember the first time I actually heard somebody say damn on a television show. And fast forward, if you look at TV into the 90s, into the what they call the aughts, you know, the 2000s, what was used to be on cable TV was now on television, regular over-the-air television. And I think as a society, we have changed, because just look at the parental guidance on video games and look at the parental guidance regulations for movies. We never had NC-17. We never had PG-13, PG-14 type regulations. And it's also, just look at the advertising that we have. You look at like Victoria's Secret commercials, not to call them out. And I'm sure there's Fredericks of Hollywood and there's other lingerie, Lepera or whatever, how you pronounce that one. So you look at all that, I really don't see it as a problem, only because of the world that we live in. Because they see this.
Or the thing is, Dale, to what you're saying, are we too accepting of what is aired now? Because back in the day, some of the stuff that would be aired now would be on HBO or Cinemax or one of those, you know, things where you would almost expect and you have to pay extra for. But the other stuff is, now it's just on general TV. You know, even in kids shows, there's some stuff that is maybe over the top sexually. But are we too accepting in society of it?
Or are we too sensitive to it? You mentioned.
I think so.
Right now.
You mentioned the kids shows, Eric. How about cartoons? How many?
They've always been like that, though.
No, not necessarily.
We talked about that in prior shows. The subliminal messages in cartoons. There's all. I mean, look at the Lion King, and the one scene, the word sex is spelled out in the sky, like blatant.
You go with stuff like Bugs Bunny that they've completely chopped, and it. I mean, Yosemite Sam can't even when Porky or Porky Pig or whatever can't even hold a damn gun anymore. They'll rip that thing. They'll rip that off TV quicker than you can sneeze. And you know, because it shows violence. Well, bullshit. The kids have been raised by that stuff for long ages of time, and you're getting now all of a sudden it's going to be wrong. You know, this all goes back to that BS that we've talked about in the past. You can't change history. You can't change a lot of the history that goes on even now. You can't change people's thoughts. I mean, tearing down these statues and stuff like that because, back in the 1800s, he was a slave owner. You know, yeah, that was a way of life back then. That was accepted life back then. Just because you don't approve of it now, you're going to take a statue down. Same with the violence, you know. I can think of at least 6 cartoons that I've watched even recently as far as now that I've been retired. I usually get up and watch that Toonie thing on MeTV. Every time I turn around, they've butchered one of those cartoons up. Why? Those things are epic. They were epic the day that they were award-winning the day they were made. And now all of a sudden, because you can't accept the stuff that they're implying. It's, you know, I'm kind of sort of pointing this all in one direction. You either have to have it or you don't have to have it. You can either take it and not take it.
I agree with what you're saying to a point. Okay, don't chop up the old stuff. Don't deface. Well, deface is probably not the right word, but don't destroy the old stuff because you're trying to adjust it to new.
You can't apply new standards to old ones.
Thank you, but you could also, when making new content, not have that, but don't destroy good old humor content, but don't make new content with that, or even worse, because I feel like this society is so sexualized that it's ridiculous.
And yet they're shooting it down in one hand and bringing it 5 steps forward in the next. And that also applies to this thing of the 642 items. That's, you know, you can't, if you don't want sexuality given to these kids, then don't do it. And there's other material out there that could have been used. I think.
I agree. That was kind of my point of picking this topic. There's other topic or material they could use that is adult but not borderline pornography, or not even borderline pornography. It's pornography, and that doesn't need to be in the schools, no matter if the parents have to sign a paper or not. That shouldn't be taught at all.
Okay, so
just my opinion.
We don't want that, but it's okay to teach sex education.
And that, my dear, has been believe this or not, has been a point of contention since I was a kid. They tried to tell the parents back when I was growing up that it's okay to teach the second and third graders about sex. And that it's okay, especially once they get to sixth grade, they know most of it anyway. That's what it was said back when I was a kid. And now
but yet parents are getting all butthurt about this book. I don't get it.
But to your question, Justine, I agree. Actually, that should be on the parents. That should be on the parents when they think their kids are mature enough.
I think too.
Shouldn't be teaching that, but sometimes the parents aren't. They're not involved in their kids' life, and they don't teach. So, who does that now fall on?
I think too that a lot of it has to do with the way it's presented. That 642 thing was presented wrong. It was presented, and people that got the wrong idea from it. It's kind of like I was saying with me and sex education in sixth grade. If you present it, if you can present something like that in two or three different ways. One is going to make it vulgar. One is going to make it pornographic, and the other way you could do it would be actually kind of educational. You can, when you talk about stuff as far as the birth canal and stuff like that, if it's put in those kind of words, it's a different story. They can't be misconstrued that much. Although kids in those ages would probably do it anyway. But it's the way it's presented. It has to be presented professionally.
Isn't it like back in the day on PBS, like Nova?
Hell, first set of boobs I ever saw was in National Geographic, and I loved that. I used to go to the library every day so I could see that. And then all of a sudden one day the damn library changed the books.
Ruined his day.
Damn right.
He never went back to the library.
I never went back to the library since, and I still don't read books.
Took away his
You
National
weren't reading
Geographic.
books anyway, you were looking at pictures.
He was reading the jokes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, give him a Mad magazine any day.
Oh, I loved Mad Magazine. There was nothing like that. I could tell you, there was a thing back in my day. It was called It was called the Trip. And
Back in my day.
This was actually in Mad Magazine in about 68 or 70, I think. And it was an article on an LSD, what it's like to be on an LSD trip. Think that would go over well today? No. But as far as that was concerned,
Actually, I think it would be, because most kids do that kind of stuff.
the last words of that whole trip story was, okay, I'm okay now. Everything is back to normal. NORBAL. And that pretty much, that's how I was left. I was left normal.
And he still ain't normal.
Yeah, you better be
far from it.
You better be happy
He's
for
far
that.
from it.
Y'all three better be happy for that.
Oh my goodness. Just trying to think of the other magazine that was out at that point other than...
Hustler?
No, I would have never
Club?
looked at that.
Penthouse.
God, you guys.
I mean, I feel like also with education wise, I feel like the DARE program isn't as effective as it once was, because I feel like there's a lot of kids that once they get to high school, they are on marijuana.
Well, things have really changed over the last few years with the marijuana thing. I've always thought that they could legalize that, but it had to be controlled. The only reason they didn't legalize that back in the 60s was the fact that they couldn't tax it. And the government couldn't figure out a way to tax it, so they just made it illegal. Similar to what they did with the prohibition. And then people just started buying it. I read an article the other day that said that there was 11,000 people that were killed by the government because they were buying tainted booze that was actually meant to kill you. True story. And maybe could that be what's going on now with the pot? Never know.
I ain't gonna worry about it.
I try to bring up interesting topics on this show.
I've heard about that too, about they would sell beer or any type of like alcohol, and it would be like 100% ethyl alcohol.
Exactly. And
the unfortunate part about it was the fact that I don't know if you want to call it addicting, but it had sort of a, I don't even know if you really want to call it a flavor, but it had something about it where they liked drinking it and they wanted to drink more. And the thing was, the more you drank, the more it killed you.
Yep. That's fun.
Heck, look at some of the old time medicines too. They had coke in them, like cocaine in some of the old style medicines. And now marijuana, I think, is beneficial to a lot of people because they have, all these different like seizures and PTSD. It helps with a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for the medical side of marijuana, but I'm not for the kids just doing it to get high. Like, and I can't say all of the kids in high school do it just to get high, but, or for high school age, doing it just to look cool is what I have a problem with. Yes, there's a lot of medicinal, but that's also regulated. A lot of the stuff the kids get in high school is non-regulated and very high THC levels. So, yeah, just my opinion.
Okay, let's, I got a clip on the, we need to start wrapping this a little quicker here. I still got 3 clips I want to run before the end of the shows. I want to take and cover the Akron Marathon, which I know, Justine, you're running in, right?
Yep, next Saturday, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Hold on just 1 second. I just read Sean's background. Sean's background. I was reading it. Sorry.
I can't see it.
It says, "How was your school day?" That's the mom talking, and then it says, "So sexy, mom." And then it says, "We learned the dangers of early sex and the
beauty of using condoms."
Sean, you need help.
You know where I get that from?
Okay, marathon time.
Wow, that was really quick to get that background there too, Sean.
Squirrel.
I don't know how to get this off of him now.
So he's going to be the main attraction the rest of the night, huh? Oh, him and Melanie now.
I could put it back on gallery.
Now all three. Oh boy.
What it did.
I don't know either. Can you go and play your video though, and then we'll.
Yeah, we'll come back to it.
It's okay. We can deal with this.
Oh, there we
Up
go.
there.
That's all right now.
Now Justine's the main attraction.
All right, let's start talking about the Akron Marathon.
Okay.
There's a couple things that Justine knows about that I want to discuss. Didn't you say you had some little known facts about the Akron Marathon?
Yeah, but I forgot what they were.
One of what was about the paint.
Oh, yeah. They did they paint the blue lines, usually a week before the race. And it takes, for the full marathon, it takes 175 gallons of paint, and they use a powder also to go into it, to kind of like stretch it. I heard that on the news. I think it was maybe my first or second race that I ever ran. But 175 gallons to paint the 26.2 miles of the course.
There was an article that I found that was they actually took you through the new race, the new course.
The course.
And man, I wouldn't want to run that thing. Ain't no way, because it was going up.
I saw part of it.
They keep changing it, and actually the 2019 race was the fastest that I've ever done, because the course was pretty much down, you're less hilly as it usually is.
Yeah.
And they made it that way so that people could qualify for Boston.
That's cool.
But people were complaining, saying that it was not a challenging course. So I guess they changed it back or rerouted it again for this year.
They're not using the baseball stadium for the staging zone anymore, are they?
Not this year, because there was a scheduling conflict with the Rubber Ducks.
I know it. As far as the safety of that race, it was all done through that was the command center.
Yeah, and that was our finish line also.
I wonder what they're doing with that. Is that going to be?
The finish line is at Canal Park, Lock 3.
Well, then I could probably just move the safety
yeah.
people over there too.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know much about that race, and as far as its actual connection to amateur radio too. Amateur radio actually provides the communications throughout that course, all 26 miles of it. We have spotters on about every mile,
yeah.
And about every intersection. It takes about 40 people just for that. Plus you have all the background people. You have the people that are they shadow the race representatives for the need. If there's something like they shadow the coordinators, the directors and the coordinators of the race, so that if something is needed and they're not there, they're just a radio away, and the person that has the radio in their hand can relay it back. We're also there for if somebody gets winded and there is no other help around, police-wise or whatever, to actually get an ambulance there or what have you. We're there for that. We're also there to take some of the lesser-known things is the fact that we're there for the weather. You know, we keep an eye on the weather. We keep an eye on the humidity, because if the humidity or the dew point temperature drops, you could actually start having people collapsing because of the fact that they're hyperventilating. You know, there's a lot to that race. There's a lot in the background a lot of people don't know about. And amateur radio plays a big part in that thing. And it probably always will. We also have people that man the med tents.
I was one of those people.
We have people that drive around on the what they call the SAG vehicle.
Yep.
And that's stop and get. And you'd be surprised at how big of a role the amateur radio popular or community plays in that. And one of my best friends back in the old days is actually in charge of a lot of that now, if not most of it. And that's Ken Dorsey.
Yep. He's the big man on campus.
And
at least he was last couple of years ago.
He does such a fabulous job with that stuff. I would never have the patience for that. But he keeps it all under wraps, and he keeps it all going.
The race starts at 7, and he's usually there. I think he said
at 5.
The one time I talked to him, he was there even before then.
He's usually there 4 to 4:30, 5 o'clock. He likes to get there before anybody else does.
Yeah.
But my thanks go out to him. You know, that's a hell of a job.
Oh, and us runners definitely appreciate all the volunteers, you know.
Yeah.
Without them, the race would be more challenging, that's for sure. You know, because you got volunteers even passing out water and Gatorade or not Gatorade, but they do body armor now. And then you have like the energy gels that they give you. Sorry about.
All right, let's go ahead and roll this clip that I've got. This actually talks about you're going to have to be vaccinated in order to run. So maybe we can recover by then. We'll be back in a little bit. You're listening to the Crooked River Radio Network and Radioactive.
If you don't have a vaccine or a negative COVID test, do not bother lacing up your shoes for the Akron Marathon this year. The marathon just announced new requirements for thousands of runners. Bob Jones shows us why the changes were made less than 1 month before race day.
On September 25th, about 8,500 runners will navigate the famous blue line of the Akron Marathon, half marathon, and team relay, including Jen Klein, racing the half for the 5th time.
The marathon is their signature event, and I think the excitement has just been overwhelming.
But this year, the runners will need more than a good training plan and shoes. They, along with volunteers, are now required to show either a vaccination card or proof of a negative COVID-19 test 72 hours before the race. Ann Matong with the marathon says it's about safety in high-volume areas.
Specifically, our starting line corrals, our relay exchange zones, and our finish line. So when you take a look at that, we literally have thousands of people gathering in close proximity, and we really need to be safe.
Obviously, if they're running, they're going to be breathing heavily.
Summa Health, which sponsors the marathon, made the recommendation in part because of a rising number of COVID-19 cases in Ohio, including Summit County, and the more contagious Delta variant.
We all have a responsibility to each other to keep everybody safe. And we have to realize that potentially, if we're not immunized, we could be infected, we could be spreading it. We don't want to do that.
Jen has seen some pushback on social media about the new protocols, mostly from non-runners, but she doesn't have a problem with the change.
You don't want to create a super spreader event, so I think the requirements are good.
The Akron Marathon is not offering refunds to those who don't have a vaccine or a negative test, but runners can defer the entry to a future race, run virtually, donate the entry to another runner, or donate the entry to a charitable organization.
We understand that our policies may not be in line with everyone, and that's fine, that's okay. But what we really want to deliver is a safe experience.
Runners will be asked to show their vaccination card or negative test proof at the expo the day before the marathon. With a month of training left, Jen can't wait for the in-person event.
They want the event to go on and they want it to be safe for everybody, and this is the best option for it.
In Akron, Bob Jones, News 5.
There you have it.
I haven't seen that one before. That was good.
Got to be vaccinated.
Vaccinated or a negative test within 48 hours.
Yeah. And that's cool. That works.
I'm just happy to be back and able to run in person. This virtual stuff, I had no interest in. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Yeah, they were doing the virtual down here for the Dallas Marathon.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this was my picture of me, the first race I ran.
Got a way you can turn a light on?
No, I don't have any light on, or light in here. Wonder if I could turn my flashlight on. There. Oh, it turns it off. Darn it.
Oh, well, don't worry about it.
It's all right, honey.
And then here's all my medals from all the races I've ran.
Sweet.
This is my very first one from Akron.
How long you been running these?
Since 2017.
Wow.
Yeah. And it all started, I was working the med tent in 2016.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I told, what was that lady's name that ran the med tent down, or that was in charge? Oh, I can't remember. I think her name was Kathy. I told her that I'm not going to be volunteering next year because I'm going to be running in this marathon, or in this half marathon. And she's like, you go, girl. So when I finished my first one in 2017, I made sure that I went to the med tent just to talk to her and tell her that I finished.
Sweet. What's been your best time so far?
2019 was my best one, and that was 2 hours, 52 minutes, and 3 seconds.
Not bad.
I do 13 miles.
3 hours.
Yep.
I'd be about 8 to do 26. And I'd be driving part of it.
I have a really good friend. Her name is Tawny, and she does half marathons and full marathons, and she's done a marathon or a half marathon in every single state in the United States.
Sweet.
Yeah. Must be nice to have that kind of money, though.
Yeah, it must be.
Because the registration fees are crazy. But it's so much fun. The camaraderie of the runners, you know, the people out there cheering you on. And it's just so much. Running is actually fun. Said no one ever. No. No,
I love
it really
being
is
a
fun.
spectator.
And then I remember The past two, or well, actually since 2017, you're running, and you're trying to get your best time and whatnot. And when we finished at the Rubber Duck Stadium, or what is that called? Canal Park.
Canal
No?
Park.
Is that it?
Yes, Canal Park.
Okay. So when you finish at Canal Park, you run down this back on the side of the park. You run down this like brick pathway, and all you're close to the finish because you're at like 0.1 miles left, and all the emotions just hit you. And every single year, why I don't know, because I've been doing this since 2017. Every single year, I always cry when I'm running to the finish.
Well, you're happy you're done.
Right. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did it. I did it.
Yep. I'm going to click on something here. Be patient with me. I want to make sure I got the right thing. That's not it. Doggone it. All right, then. Got to move something over here. Anyway, we can do let's do something on spin. We got space left and we got the swatting left. What do you guys want to talk about?
Space.
I was going to say the space would probably take less time anyway.
Yeah, we'll take and use that, and then we'll do the swatting next week. I knew that was going to be a little bit loaded of a show. We've got about 15 minutes left. So let's take a venture into space, the final frontier. These are the voyages.
That's the Twilight Zone.
These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise to explore new worlds. And I don't know the rest. But anyway, let's take a gander at this clip on the launch into space of the 4 people here the other day that were all civilians, and which is a big jump for mankind actually, because now you don't have to be a part of the military to get up there. We'll be back on the other side of this. You're listening to Radioactive.
Liftoff for Inspiration 4, blasting the world's first all-civilian crew into orbit. The SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket took off from Florida on a 3-day mission that will take it 575 kilometers above the Earth, higher even than the orbit of the International Space Station. On board, businessman and pilot Jared Isaacman, who chartered the rocket from SpaceX. Isaacman has piloted a variety of aircraft and will be at the controls.
I just really felt at the time Inspiration 4 was created, and knowing that this was going to be a first, and there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that, we had to send a message that there are real problems and real obligations we have to pay attention to here on Earth in order to earn the right to make progress for tomorrow.
The price tag for the flight was not disclosed, but Isaacman hopes to raise approximately $200 million for St. Jude's Children's Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. He donated $100 million from his own funds. Isaacman also paid for a TV ad promoting the mission that aired during the Super Bowl. The chief medical officer on board will be Haley Arsenault. She is a physician's assistant and recovered cancer patient who was treated at St. Jude's. At age 29, she's the youngest U.S. citizen in orbit.
I'm really honored to be representing kids with cancer and childhood cancer survivors, but everyone in life has been dealt a certain hand. Everyone's had to overcome something. And I hope that those who are in the process of overcoming something can look to me and see the importance of holding on to hope.
Their fellow amateur astronauts include Cian Proctor, a geologist who barely missed being selected as a NASA astronaut in 2009.
There have been 3 black female astronauts that have made it to space, and knowing that I'm going to be the 4th means that I have this opportunity to not only accomplish my dream, but also inspire the next generation of women of color.
The fourth space traveler is Chris Sembrowski, an aerospace engineer at defense contractor Lockheed Martin. The capsule's docking port has been replaced for the occasion with a large window-like transparent dome. Inspiration 4 is the latest foray into space tourism following suborbital flights in July by billionaires Richard Branson and Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. SpaceX, owned by yet another billionaire, Elon Musk, is one of the leading companies planning for a lucrative mass market in space tourism over the coming decades. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera.
I'm here, honest.
Are you sure?
Okay, we're back.
Are you?
I think so. I had to take I thought I had that outro put on here, and I didn't. What'd you guys think of the trip into space? Did you learn anything?
Pretty awesome. That it's a 3-day thing. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I only thought they were supposed to go three orbits, and it turned out that they were up there for 3 days. That's pretty cool. I'd go up for that long. I think it'd be fun. Would you go into space, Dale?
No, I don't like flying.
Oh, I'd go in a heartbeat. Erik, would you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, actually, I wouldn't say for sure. I would want to go to any like. There's a couple planets I would want to go to, but I don't know about just outer space in the middle of nothing.
I know why Dale answered like he did, because he's already been to Uranus.
You know, there's plenty of Klingons.
You've met Klingons.
Dingleberries, Klingon.
He's already met the Klingons, and he's been to Uranus. God, that's bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what the bird of prey would be, but it won't be pleasant.
I'd worry about the cloaking device.
I think that would be another euphemism for like silent but deadly.
Yeah.
Men in Black.
That's about it.
I don't think I could go. I'd miss home too much. I tried Indianapolis once.
You Homer.
Yeah, you couldn't even make Indianapolis for a week, let alone outer space.
I made it for 8 days, okay?
What did you think of the quality roads that they have in the Hoosier State?
Oh my God. Construction everywhere. Indianapolis is like Columbus, but 50,000 times bigger.
Well, and the bad thing about it, when they're all done with it,
It'll be under construction again.
It'll be like it was. I mean, you should travel out west of Indianapolis. I mean, it's, what's this say? There's a couple bumps that will activate my turn signal. The actual force of hitting the bumps makes my turn signal stock go down.
Wow.
I've had the seatbelt pretensioner locked to the point where I have to take the seat belt off, pull on it to let it recoil, and then put it back on.
Wow.
Tell you what, Miss Flora, you're still awake, right?
Yeah, I had fun last week, Dale.
Let's do
Went out to Odessa.
Let's do a Flora's Corner question.
Well, Sean was asking Dale something.
Have you been out to Odessa yet, Dale?
Oh, yeah, going through Midland, Odessa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was out there last week, so.
Well, I don't know what it is. I mean, you've been out in Texas for a good while.
Mm-hmm.
What is their highway department? Is that more of like a retirement system? Because I've been driving almost 18 years, and they've been working on that section between Beaumont and Orange, Texas, for no exaggeration, for at least 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at it, it doesn't look any different than it did 11 years ago.
Oh man, down there by Houston in that area.
Yeah, out there by the Louisiana border.
Oh yeah, I remember going down through there when I had to go down to Lake Charles there.
Yeah, it's right in that area. And I mean, I'm not exaggerating. They're still working on it. I mean, also that section in the hill country down there by oh, my mind's blanking on me. It's down there around the 300-mile marker, around that area.
On 35 there?
Is that 35 or is that 20? I get confused. I'm thinking it could be 20.
If it's the 300 mile, I don't think that's it, because I just went through there on 20. So.
Well, isn't that section on 20 where they're adding those lanes on the left-hand side? Because when you're going down, you used to have you cross over onto the other oncoming side, and they were working on that left side.
I think it's that. You know, if I'm thinking what you're talking about is Ranger Hill, out there on 20. Yeah, they've been working on that for a while now.
Oh yeah, they've been working on that. I would say, I think they started working on that, I think around 2010.
Yeah.
And they're still, I mean, they're getting pretty close to having it done. I think 4 months, maybe 4 or 5 months, you've been able to go across it, going, I guess, well, it feels like they're going north, but going east. But I don't know when they're going to finish. But yeah, they've been working on that for at least 10 years. But I don't know what it is about Texas. I mean, Texas overall has got some pretty decent roads. Some of their state highways can need a little work, but I honestly think some of their stuff has got to be a retirement program.
It is. It pays them to, you know, they're using the funds to pay for the retirement.
Right now, they're working on the big one project they got going now. It's 635.
Yeah.
Down here in Dallas on the east side here. Going from
Garland,
Garland
Mesquite.
Yeah, Garland Mesquite to North Dallas. Man, that's a 5-year plan they're saying right now. So,
well,
but they're going pretty quick on that. They're doing the interchange here at the Garland Mesquite area. They're redoing that.
Yeah, at least they finished the high 5. Yeah. That's much better than what it used to be. Because that when you're coming up from 35 and you crossed over 20 and you hit that interchange of 30, that was a cluster.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of less of a cluster. The only problem is everybody's got that muscle memory of what lane to be in, and they're in the wrong lane.
Yeah, they love to be in the left lane and slow down while the other lanes keep going.
Yeah.
Down here.
So I think once they figure it out, it'll be much better going through there, because going through the high 5, that's an exercise in futility right there. For anybody else,
I can keep that crap.
That's a US 75 for everybody else if they're looking at a map of Dallas.
Yeah, you got paranoia, Justine. Scared of that.
But yeah, I'm just curious about that section there in Orange and Beaumont. It just floors me every time I go through there. I look, and I distinctly remember going through there in 2010 and having that tore up, and that's what 11 years ago.
Tell you what was bad last about 3 weeks ago. I had to go down to the week before the Ida came down through there. I went down through down to Baton Rouge there, man, and I hit I-10, and if you get stuck on that area of I-10 between Lafayette and Baton Rouge there, I was in a standstill for like an hour.
Oh, you like that?
You can't find any exits between a certain point because it's like that, like 15-mile stretch or whatever, no exits or whatever.
It's 18. I can't remember now. It's 18 or 23 miles. It's the Atchafalaya River Basin Bridge.
That's what it is.
You have to speak that into anybody listening. You have to speak that into your phone because you're never going to be able to spell it unless you're actually Cajun. But you actually look at how it's spelled. It took my friend who grew up in Monroe, Louisiana, and he lives up in Ohio now, but he grew up down there. It took him like 2 or 3 years to finally get me to say that name correctly because it just comes off as his tongue like normal. But the Atchafalaya River Basin Bridge goes over the bayou, which is a Cajun word for swamp. And that's me not being funny. That's a literal translation. It's marshland, swampland. But yeah, it's like you're going across and you're on a bridge. It's basically, to give anybody a reference point if you're from Ohio, it's basically like driving across the Y Bridge for 23 miles.
All right, now we can get to Flora's Corners.
Oh, you think so now?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, we had to.
No problem.
Oh, it's all right.
We'll go another couple minutes.
Sean's the producer.
All right. I'm gonna pick the best one I think I found today. If you could wedgie any historical figure, who would you pick?
Why?
This is just an off-the-wall question.
Historical figure, wedgie Donald Trump.
Son, the next time I see you, remind me to high five you because that's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh my.
Hey Don, hit!
Oh my goodness. Eric, what'd you say?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Come back to me.
Huh?
Yeah. I said come back to me.
Oh, okay.
I need to think a little bit.
Justine?
Well, since Sean said Trump, I'm going with Biden.
Yeah.
Now what?
All right, I guess Melanie's next.
I'll go with Mike DeWine.
Now that's a good one too.
A cartoon character.
All right, Dale, you're up.
He looks like Alfred E. Newman.
Well, I don't know if this is really a historical figure, but I would say I'd probably want to give a wedgie to the Grim Reaper, just so I could be like Bill and Ted and say, "I've Melvin Death." you haven't seen the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, that whole thing is lost on you.
But
All right, Eric, it's back to you. Then we got to go with Flora.
Excuse me.
I guess I don't have anyone, so just skip me.
All right, Flora, you're up.
Oh my goodness. Who would I like to give a wedgie to? Historical person. Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
Yep. I think I'd like to give him a wedgie.
I don't like green eggs and ham. Here's a wedgie.
Oh, you know what? Can I do one more question? Well, I got this other one that looks pretty good.
Oh boy.
Or should I save it for next time?
Oh, you can do that.
Do it.
Because I have a really good answer for this one. All right. If you could disinvent one thing, what would it be? If I could disinvent something, it's a tie between Orbeez and slime. So,
tampons.
Oh!
What? I didn't hear that one.
Tampons.
Oh.
Okay.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Pittsburgh!
Oh my.
I'm trying to think.
Hey Justine, I see your Steelers lost today.
Hey, Eric. Bite me.
You can disinvent that too. Yeah.
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
Hey, Eric.
All right, guys.
Go Cowboys.
I'm trying to think, but
Go
nothing
Steelers.
happens.
All right, let's see.
So if I could disinvent one thing, I would disinvent the internet.
Ooh.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounded good.
Because it's so key in everybody's life, so it just has to, you know. Anyway, since
We
I'm
wouldn't
talking,
be
totally different.
I was gonna say we wouldn't be here right now.
Good point, you know.
Oh, that's true. My bad.
Disinvent the internet for everybody but us.
That would be boring then, because we'd only be talking to each other.
Sometimes I think we're just doing that anyway.
Oh, Lord.
All right, who's next?
Let's see. Dale, Sean.
Eric's already
Eric.
one.
Okay.
Sean, did you give one?
I'm trying to think right now. Hold on.
Oh, hell, clear the smoke.
What would you do with a brain if you had one?
Patrick!
That was amazing. I love it.
Oh, you know, we really do need to have listeners on this show. You don't need to be pissing anybody off.
You need to disinvent that button, man.
Disinvent that button. There you go. Oh my gosh.
Disinvent the FCC, just so we can say whatever. Well, I mean.
Disinvent the Office Max help button.
The easy button. Oh, that's Staples. But yeah.
Yeah, the easy button.
All right, Dale, you're up.
I would disinvent the spork because it's a terrible fork, and it's
not much of a spoon either.
I think the truck driver would think of that.
Well.
I just don't know what they were thinking when they made that.
They said, "Spork you."
No time for sporking.
That's what first first you start spooning, then you can start sporking.
And then you end up in Uranus.
Oh dear.
What about the forking?
Sporks in Uranus.
It starts with spooning, and then sporking, and then you're forking.
And then you're in Uranus.
Almost sounds like what was that?
The evolution.
Character from He-Man or whatever. Always had the cat. Always said sport, or snort.
Patrick, what would you disinvent?
Try topping this pork.
Sometimes I think he wants to disinvent his children.
I was thinking more along the lines of Bill Gates.
Disinvent
Is that your
Bill.
children today?
Well, not today. Give me a day or so, though.
Only because Melanie wanted to get you a cheesesteak.
She wants to disinvent tampons.
Messy situation.
Yes, sir. This is going to be a good show for YouTube.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. We didn't get much tech talk tonight, did we? Except for the people going to outer space, huh? Oh my gosh.
All right, we need to start wrapping this up.
Did Erik ever give an answer or no?
No.
Yeah, I did, but I forget what I said.
Oh.
I did, but
Next week on Radioactive, Dale will be sporking from Uranus. Say that 3 times real fast. Sporking from Uranus.
Wait a minute. I think he should be eating fudge from Uranus with a spork.
Yes, folks, this show is went to hell in a handbasket.
This was all without any alcohol tonight, folks. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, we need to wrap this
It's
up.
only because I'm out.
I'm waiting for Elon Musk to start making probes, and then he can say that he is going to be sending a probe to Uranus. That's his sense of humor. He would do it too. He bought a company that makes tunnels under, subterranean tunnels.
Yeah, I do know that.
You know what he named? He bought all the tunnel boring machines and all that stuff. You know what he called the company?
Boring.
The Boring Company.
Yep, he called it boring. 'Cause that's what it was. It was boring. Anyway, we need to wrap this up for tonight, I guess. Dale, we'll probably see or hear from you this week, right?
This Sunday, maybe friend's gonna be going on a trip to visit a friend, so I don't know. I may be doing a remote thing Sunday, but I will be in person for one of them.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, you were gonna go. Was it? Where was it? It was in
Peace out.
Tennessee, or?
It's Eastern Tennessee.
Oh, Eastern Tennessee. Yeah.
Like half hour east of Knoxville, out in the mountain.
Have something else we need to fix.
Oh, poor Dale. He's like, I'm not coming home. Forget it.
The damn phone line can't be heard through the Facebook side. I don't know why. We're gonna have to figure that out, or figure out a way around it. But we can work on that when you get, if and when you get time.
Dale's gonna disinvent the phone.
Yeah, probably.
Disinvent coming to Pat Morrow's house.
Yeah. Oh, God. What a show. Anyway, you all have a good week. We're going to go ahead and spork our way out of here. And
excuse me.
If you're in Uranus, well, enjoy yourself while you're there.
All right. We'll see you.
I guess it sucks to be
Don't drop the spork.
You might have to dig yourself out of Uranus.
Or dig yourself out of Uranus.
Uranus, can you dig it? Anyway, y'all have fun. I hope you had fun tonight. We'll be back next week, as you probably just heard. And
Talk
take
to
care.
y'all next week, and talk to you, Pat, tomorrow.
Yep.
Morning.
Join us, and if, like I
Bye-bye.
said at the beginning, if you get a chance, if you're getting this on YouTube, give us a subscribe. Otherwise, drop us a line and let us know you're listening. 7-3, I'll catch you next week.
Good night.
We hope you enjoyed this presentation of Radio Active by the Crooked River Radio Network. See you again soon.
Oh, I thought we were going to sound like Disney or something. Okay. All right. Good night.